EBR, probably one of the most cursed and hated DMR rifles ever deployed by the US military. But why was this the case? Why this rifle earned such a horrible reputation? Let's find out. EBR, quad DMR in the Sage chassis, cursed gun. I'm not touching it. We are running on a Federal 168 grain ammo, and I zeroed the gun to the different lot of this ammo, but then I ran out of that lot. Hopefully the Federal has it set together and we're going to have a good performance from the different lot, but exactly the same ammo. Anyway, we are starting from plus 300 yards. We have a gang of the Afghani warlords, and the target is, the goal is to eliminate them all. So easy shooting. Ula, are we ready?
Yes, we are.
All right. Safety goes to the fun mode, and I'm going behind the rifle, and we'll start with the easy, hopefully, headshot. Boom, he's got the extra hole. Now the bodyguard number 1. Bodyguard number 2. And we have a midget Afghani lord. He's running on one leg. And boom, we tripped a little bit, but we still got him. Good shots, good performance at this stage. That means the only one thing, we're going to move to the know your limits. Ula, let's go to the know your limits. I have to add 2 more clicks to the scope and reposition slightly my rifle. And whenever you're ready. And those gongs, you ready?
Yep.
Yeah, we have a light wind coming down the field, which is always fun, but it is what it is. All right, let's see. A little bit uncomfortable behind it. Okay, first shot a little bit low and kinda 5 o'clock. I'll adjust for that. Whoa, we really dripped now. So I'm roughly half mil low. I'm starting to think that this ammo lot is different. Okay, you know what? That's okay. That was literally a half mil difference. So let me put the half mil hash mark. There we go, beautiful correction. That's what the DMR is for, right? All right. We're going to use that half mil mark again. Oh, that was a miss on the right side, I think. I seen what I did, and I should hold a little bit on the left side, and I didn't, and we have a miss. Know your limits defeated me again. Tony Lacey from the Lacey's Ranch is probably laughing his ass off. I'm cursed. This is a cursed gun on the cursed targets for me. But you know what? The best medicine for the failed shot is to move to the next target and try to regroup. Ula, 400 yards.
Okay.
I'm going to, I should add just 1 click, but I'm thinking I was freaking low there.
Okay, let's start more action.
You good?
Yep.
All right. Beautiful recovery, but again, I learned the lesson from the previous target, and I did the 0.5 holdover on the elevation. So we kind of dripped. That's okay. It is what it is. We are adjusting on the fly. All right, Ulla, we'll go to the commands bunker, which was rebuilt recently after the storms again. And for this, I have to put 2 more clicks on the turret. And I wonder right now, I'm still going to use my trick with the half mil.
Okay,
Well,
let's go.
We ready? All right. Boom. Beautiful. This workout, this is the point where I was aiming. I push a little bit left, and elevation wise I use that holdover, and we are rocking right now. I feel like we are back in the saddle. All right, Ulla, 500 plus yards, okay? And for this I have to add 2 more clicks, it says. And we're going to go for a vintage rifle shooters club, okay? Target.
Let's go.
Oh, you ready? You are amazing. Boom! And I knock out the flipper, I think.
Wow.
This is the flipper hit. There you go. What a beautiful shot. Again, I'm executing. It looks like the difference between 2 lots is half mil. So at least we are consistent. Okay, Ulla, 550, okay?
Okay.
And for this, I have to add 1 more click, and we'll go for the again midget Afghani warlord again. I think that one is number 3. I think. Let me know.
Let's go.
All right. Whoa, we are a little bit low from where we're like 0.25 low. That's okay, that's a hit on a small plate. And don't forget, guys, this is a DMR. This is not the sniper rifle. And we're going after those little small targets. So that's a hit. Hurrah! 600 yards. And this time, I would like to whack that vintage rifle shooters club target, okay?
You better.
Yep. And let's see what's going to happen on that one. This one doesn't have a flipper.
Just 1 second.
That's fine. I gotta get comfy. This chassis really doesn't jolly with me well. But it is what it is.
Okay, let's go.
Miss on the right side. And I think that's because of the wind all over, and I kinda seen it that I was on the left side, so I gave up this, but that was a mistake. But the elevation wise, I think we were spot on. So let me adjust. We're just right outside, so I'll push it to the left. And that's a hit in the guts of the target, but in the center of the target as far as the windage wise. We just dipped a little bit. And what was the difference here, guys? It was like 0.25 difference. So not bad. There's some, as you can see, there are some serious differences. Enough on those small targets to make a difference. So it is important when you switching to the new ammo lot, and I should know it better, but it is what it is. We're trying to save the ammo as much as we can, since nobody's sponsoring the channel. So it is just what it is, guys. I'm rolling with the different lot, and we're managing. It's actually rifle is performing very, very well. Ulla, we will go to the 650, okay?
Okay. Maybe you should add 1 extra.
No, what I will do the bigger holdover. Okay?
Okay, I'm ready.
Yep. That's beautiful. 650, small target, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, I will push this time half mil again. Boom, and we got him. So windage wise, beautiful hit, and we drip from the, it's like point, so I hold it on elevation wise extra 0.5, it should be 0.7, so still not bad, not bad versus to what we did before, but it is 0.7 difference from what we had before in the first place. But as I said, this happens, guys. I have seen this happen on the different lots, and hey, sometimes even Federal is not delivering, you know, such a great steady performance on those lots, but still ammo is executing. It's just, it looks like it's just slightly slower. Anyhow, 700 yards, and well, I think for 700 yards, we'll try with the midget Afghan.
Okay.
All right. And that's the dope, and we'll try with the midget Afghan.
Okay, let's go.
She's ready, and if this will not work, maybe we'll switch to the bigger target, okay?
They both ready for you.
All right. And I got nothing on it. I couldn't see this time anything. I will switch to the big target, okay? It's not that I'm chickening out, I'm just interested where we're going to land. Are you good with the target, Ula?
Yes, let's go.
All right. And I will execute that 0.5 holdover. We got room on that plate.
Headshot.
Oh my goodness. So this was actually he is, because I hold it literally 0.5 on the head, and it went straight for the head.
Like left.
Yeah,
Screw.
left screw, left eye, and there you go, guys. So even with the corrections on the fly for the dope, I think that we had a miss at 600, and that was a wind holdover mistake. And of course we blew the gong, so that was the catastrophe at Know Your Limits. But other than this, the rifle went through the range and put up a decent fight. I would say a decent fight. I'm 100% confident that with absolutely set and trick out ammo for this rifle, you can do some serious damage with this setup. So, but it is tricky. It is tricky for sure. All right, let's go back to the studio and discuss the results. Unless Ula is still on the target.
I'm still on the target. I was thinking to shoot one more time for the midget.
For the
Just
midget? Okay.
Don't add that extra.
Yeah, let's see what we can do, okay?
Yeah, just wait.
Let me know when you're ready with the midget target.
It's kind of dark.
Yeah. Oh, there's the turkey at the 700 yards.
Yep. Yeah, let's go. Oh, ran away.
Oh, run away. Okay, let me know.
Ready.
All right. We're not going to kill the turkey, right? No, he's off camera and he's off target. Beautiful.
Nice.
Beautiful. So yeah, I just basically execute now the corrected holdover from the big target, and we are right on the plate. So here the difference here was 0.25 mil. So probably what happened before, if you are not careful, that will be an overshot. So not bad at all, guys. Great performance. And you just gotta watch out when doing those dope cards. Probably I will do the video about the dope cards, and I will explain everything, the process and everything, what you should write down and what to watch out for. Yeah, says the guy who screw up his own dope card. Right, going to the studio now, bye. So few words about the specific rifle. The rifle went to the Smith Enterprise and they completely redone it. It has a Criterion barrel, so it is a really top-notch built. Of course, this is the original Sage chassis which have seen the deployment. So thanks to the Tony from the Laces range for allowing me to use this rifle and present it to you guys. This EBR whole thing is an absolutely mind-blowing. When I went through the DMR school, I remember specifically the set of instructions about the Sage chassis, and it was like a voodoo-like status for this setup. We have been told that the best results are achieved when you're not touching anything, none of the screws or anything. Whoever the rifle comes in from the depot, this is the best rifle to use. You can clean it, of course, the M14 rifles, without disassembling really anything, with the exceptions maybe of the bolt. If you want to start digging to the bolt and everything, then yes. But as far as the barrel maintenance and even dust off the action, you can do that really without removing from the stock. But all this aside, the Sage chassis had a really voodoo-like status, and a lot of people swear to it that it is funky, and the one day the rifle will be shooting great, and the other day the rifle was not shooting so great. So for the DMR performance, I would say the rifle did really good. That being said, after experiencing issues with the different ammo lot, I did clock the ammo lot, the new one and the old one. I had a few rounds left, 7 rounds left from the old one, and the speed differences, guys, were between the lots only 30 feet per second. Both lots were placing within the 9 with change for the standard deviation. So both lots from the federal ammunition were extremely well made, and that 30 feet per second in the ammo speed on average was not justifying what we were experiencing in the differences, and how much I had to compensate for, especially I think it started showing off at even 400 yards, right? 400 I was adding, as you remember, I was adding for the holdovers, and I think at the 700 yards I was holding like 0.7 mil, if my memory serves well, or higher, versus what the data for the dope was telling me. So that raised my flags, and I started digging more to this rifle. I started shooting more, and I have to say, I strongly believe that there is some voodoo going on with this setup. And I talked to Tony already, and I warned him, and I don't want to dig into this setup, this specific setup, because it's not my rifle. But Tony said that he will replace the rings and he will put a different optic mount to kind of root out the cause of the problems. What I observed was the rifle, when you're shooting it, it will shoot extremely consistently. However, from day to day differences, just with when I was driving around the ranges and things like this, or around the pastures with this rifle, and the rifle was in a bag of my Kawasaki, what I experienced was I come up to the shooting range, I shot it, and the zero was drifting from previous engagement. So one day I was shooting, let's say, in the top perfectly zeroed. The other day I was experiencing the drop on the point of impact. The rifle was still consistent when you were shooting it. So I don't know, this really adds to the whole mystery of the EBRs, and this is the living example that these rifles were cursed probably. When I went through the DMR school, I had a Smith Enterprise, but it was still in the wooden stock, and the rifle was absolutely beautiful, and it was shooting very well. Now that we talk about the Sage chassis, but I never really used the Sage chassis before this. So it is what it is. Now, how we even end up with the EBR in a Sage chassis. So you guys remember from the previous episodes, the M14 never really left the US military. So after it lost the status of the primary infantry weapon, there were always efforts to keep employing the M14s in what we had in the warehouses. So the XM21 sniper rifle for Vietnam program was created, which evolved later on to M21. After the M21, there was still need for a semi-automatic sniper DMR rifle. The XM25 was created. When the global war on terror kicked out and we started getting involved more and more in Afghanistan, what the people quickly discovered is that the old M16s and the M4s are not really suited for the long distance engagement. So again, the M14 was dust off and the so-called black DMR was created for the Marine Corps, which later evolved to the green DMR and was employed extensively during the global war on terror. And then of course Army created the EBR on the Sage chassis too, and used it. Also the special operations, I should say, special operations started poking around and the Army adopted that design as well. So why the chassis? Why we moved out from, I would say, rather successful Macmillan stocks, which we had since XM25, and then the black and green DMR. I thought these were really well made rifles and shooting really tight. Why the chassis? It is much cheaper and much faster to put the rifle into the chassis than play with the fiberglass stocks or synthetic stocks, because for the stocks, to get the level of accuracy you want to see from the DMR or from the sniper rifle, you have to start applying the bedding. That takes more time, you can make more mistakes doing that, and it is more expensive. Now with the chassis on the paper, right, if you're dropping the action into the chassis, it is much faster to achieve the desired level of accuracy. And I think that was the thought process for the whole EBR Sage chassis program and how the things evolved and moved forward. Now that turned out to be not really the truth for the M14. I think that the rifle design and the way how the action works requires really that attention to the detail which you are seeing from the Marine Corps, the black-green DMR program, or even from XM25. You cannot just keep dropping those actions and pray for the best. Even when the people were doing work and converting the gas system or tightening and everything, that was not enough. And often what was found out too, actually, what I want to say is feedback from the users, right? When those rifles were showing up from the conversion, they usually were shooting really tight. The problems were starting to happen when the people or end users started tweaking it or cleaning, because of, for the maintenance, because of the exposure to the elements. That's where the problems were starting to popping up, and that end user very often was unable to recreate the performance at the delivery stage. So that was a big problem. And I know it is a blame game going on between the headquarters, or what you want to say, and the regular Joes in the line units, and everyone, there was a blame game between two. The one were blaming, well, you shouldn't touch it, you screw up, that's your fault. But the pushback from the regular Joes was, well, what you gave us is not really performing up to the speed. I would say that you have to be extremely careful with this setup, and it is a little bit crazy because this looks very rugged, but I would say you have to get really familiar with it and know what each screw is doing and what is the impact of it on that chassis. Also, what I don't really like is this adjustable stock. I'm all for the adjustable stocks, especially length of pull, because sometimes you have to shoot from really tight spaces, so, or you're wearing more body armor or the winter clothing over, in whatever it is, you need to have adjustable stock. I completely agree with that. But this adjustable stock is a little bit flimsy. When you're pulling out those rods, you can see everything is kind of moving, you know, and flexing and twisting. So I don't think so that this idea for adjustable stock was the best idea we could produce. But it is what it is. This rifle was deployed and served. And I think that may had sometimes impact on the overall performance down the range. That setup in the rear, because this is how the rifle sits in your shoulder pocket, and the people were not consistent with it. There was that a lot of movement, flexibility, and when you are not careful, that's going to impact your performance down the barrel. So from my observations and my usage, I will say it is a very cool rifle setup to own. This rifle shoots beautifully in a perfect conditions. I cannot see this as a good idea for deploying on a larger scale. And I think that the maintenance behind it, which should support the troops using it, was not there. The level of training was not there at the time when these were introduced, and that led to the overall fallout. But also it is a testament that the M14 rifle probably never disappear from the US military inventory. This rifle just keeps coming back, and keeps coming back. Just when you think it's over for the M14, the new version pops out. Alright guys, let me know in your comments, what is your experience with the EBR rifles? What is your take on it? And what do you like, what do you dislike about them? Alright, thanks for watching. Big thanks to our Patreons as always. Hey, if you want a Vintage Rifle Shooters Club t-shirts, the links will be in the comments, in the pinned comments. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.